Hello my dear CA final students. So this is really a great day for me because every 6 months, if someone asks me what you have achieved as a teacher, so I may not have earned much, but I have earned lot of students and their success. So that gives me immense satisfaction. So than earning crores and crores of money. And many of my colleagues etc will be asking, so what gives you in this teaching profession? So this moment, so when my students will be coming to me and telling like, sir, we cleared and we wanted to share the success with you. Of course, it is definitely the students' effort only. I have just played one small role, so maybe I could be a ladder and it is they who are climbing the success. But I feel like I have become so successful in my life. So after hearing their result and all, and this time for May 23 exam, particularly CA final, group 2 result was amazing and many students have qualified. So I asked many students to share their results. So around some 100 students have qualified CA, and then out of this 100, around some 65 to 70 students got exemption in indirect taxes, and out of that, so some 10 students approximately got 70 plus marks. In that, the highest mark that we got in indirect tax this time was 78 marks to one student. And so the great thing which I wanted to share with you is that we got 2 ranks this time. So All India second rank, Mr. Kalpesh, and another rank, 48th rank by name Mr. Anirudh, and really I feel happy. And Mr. Kalpesh has got 73 marks, and All India second rank is something really mind blowing. And just I wanted to share with you one observation what I have made is that, so I have seen Mr. Kalpesh marks. So all the subjects he got more than 70 consistently. Whereas I have seen All India first rank also, without demeaning any effort of All India first rank, but All India first rank, so they focused on a few subjects where they got 80 plus in few subjects somewhere 60s, whereas this guy has got 70 plus almost in every subject, which means an enormous amount of preparation. If a person is not making, he will not be able to get. So therefore, I just wanted to present to you today the achiever of this season, so Mr. Kalpesh. Yes, Kalpesh. So welcome to this interview session. So how do you feel after getting All India second rank?
So first of all, thank you for having me here. Rank was never expected because even before the result, I was just praying, give me 400 is what I was expecting. And the night before that was very anxious because I put in 4 months of hard work and I did not really want it to go waste. So when I got a call from the president of the institute and he was like, congratulations, you secured an All India rank 2. I went numb for a few seconds because I did not know what was happening. I don't know if someone was playing a prank on me. Was it true? Then I asked the president, how do I know is it you and not someone else? Because
sometimes you'll not believe.
Because it did not look like a landline number or it was not like a Delhi number. So I was very skeptical about processing the information. And then eventually he was like, results will be out in any moment. You can just go and see. Irrespective of that, I just went on the result and saw if there were 2 pass. I did not want anything else even at that point of time. Then I saw the mark was 603. Then I checked the merit list. It was a single number which was standing as 2.
Yeah.
At that moment, I don't know how to express in words. It felt on a different level, I guess. I was on cloud 9. I could not even express my joy because you can only express to a point, because after that you don't know how to show your emotions. Correct. Because you've been always accustomed to be happier for certain things. This was going beyond that, and when I told my parents, they asked me one simple thing: just check whether it is your result only.
Even they were in a shock.
Yeah. So I told them, I was like, All India rank 2 it is showing. It's like, check once again. And before even I could check, they started receiving the calls from all over the places because the institute generally publishes 1, 2, and 3.
First 3 ranks.
Yeah. So they started getting calls. So even before I could confirm, even in my office, they started calling, like even to just check again. So it was a unreal feeling. Still, it takes time for me to settle down. Even till this moment, it is kind of a feeling, I think, which will take some time for me to realize yes, it's a reality and it's not some kind of a dream. So it's a very proud moment for me and my parents as well, my family as well. So it's kind of very surreal feeling now.
Really, really nice to hear this, because sometimes some success, it will take time for us to process the success.
Yeah, very much.
It will
Yeah.
take. And did you aim for rank and study, or you studied so that you wanted to clear?
So initially, my history was I was never a ranker in foundation, that is the CPT. I was never a ranker in intermediate. But when I went to exam leaves, November 22 result came, and I saw a video of a person who they were a ranker, like they were in the top 3, and they told that I also had no background. I just wanted to get a rank. So from there, I actually aimed the rank. There was no prior planning. So I was like, let's aim for a rank. If we aim for a rank, we might just scrape through 400 and we'll pass, because if we aim high, there are high.
Correct.
Yeah, so I wanted an all India rank. I studied accordingly, but the moment paper number 8 got over, I was like, I just want 400. I have done that much effort to get 400, so I prepared for a rank, but I never expected a rank at any point of time, even till the last minute, till the result. I just wanted this 400.
Yes, so many times I used to tell in the classes also, like at any cost, you should be able to clear the paper.
Exactly.
And we prepare that way.
Yeah.
Even if I say things that I wanted to give 1% result this time.
Yes, exactly.
I should be there in the
1%.
success, 1%.
Yeah.
So then automatically eventually rank will follow, is
Yeah.
what I heard it from many students like you, because exactly May 22 exam, we got All India second rank. Nivedita, our student.
Yeah, I know.
So she also said the same thing, ditto. Even before that, when I heard with many rankers, they said the same wording, that sir, I prepared in such a way that I wanted to clear any cost.
Yes,
so that only pushed me to get a rank. And tell me about this, how you managed to get in all subjects that even marks here?
So one thing when it happened was all the exams when I wrote, like intermediate, what happened was certain papers went really well. I was sure that this paper really went. But in final, what happened, I understood one thing after writing 3 or 4 papers is that I don't know for others, but there will be 1 or 2 questions, like some around 8 or 10 marks, which you will not eventually know, because either it's a new question or it's from a place we would have not given so much attention to. I understood the voluminous of syllabus. So if it was 114, 120 marks, I would know around 108, 110 marks only. So one thing, so I understood that I was like 100 marks I couldn't write correctly. So that was the only mindset. But one thing I kept sure is I gave equal respect to each subject. I did not consider any subject as low or any subject as high, because even for paper 6D, which is eventually people consider very easily.
Anyhow, open book system like that.
I gave even 3 readings for that subject also. Because I wanted to make sure that even if a subject goes bad, my other subject should bring me in, because this time, if people were believing on practical subjects in group 1, it actually came very difficult. If you see paper like SFM came a little, I would say, above par than what was compared. So paper like law would definitely help you to push the marks in that. So I ensured that I gave equal respect to each subject. There was no subject for me which I was like, this is my priority or this was my priority. I ensured, because at the end of the day, yes, you're studying 8 subjects, you might end up specializing in one in future, but today there are 8 subjects, you need to pass all the 8 subjects or whatsoever. And second thing in my mind was, for me, whenever I took a subject, the only thing was I never thought that I want to get 40 or 50. The initial thought was, let's get 70 plus or 80 plus in each and every subject. So when you mentally...
this 2 minutes will enlighten many people. That you should give equal importance to all the subjects, so success will be eventual.
So the only mindset was, when you put yourself that I want to get 70 or 80 in each subject, your mind will automatically think like that, okay, whether I'm studying, whether I can get 70. If I leave this chapter, will I get 70? So eventually you will you will start getting a feeling, okay, you will not feel very easy to leave a chapter. Oh, what if I leave this chapter and this comes, I will not be able to get 70 or 80 plus. And in fact, in first mock when I wrote the first subject, FR and SFM, it was just totaling up to 50 to 60 marks, 50, 55 marks only it was totaling up to. I was very unhappy at the result. I don't know for what reason. My friend was like, 50 is pass only, bro. Why are you like feeling? It's like, no, I wanted to get an exemption, because I know audit is little difficult and law is theory paper, so we don't know what is going to happen on exam. So, but eventually I think that mindset proved to be very right for me, because every paper I ensured that it should total up to at least 50 after examination, because there is no, I mean, 40 is a myth according to me, because they say 40 is a pass.
Yeah, 40 is myth, really
Yeah.
myth.
It's
Yeah.
a 40, you get 40 and you just get stuck at 160, it will not matter. So I think two things really helped me here. I ensure that I gave all the subject equal respect, and irrespective of whether it is hard or difficult according to me, there will be always subjects which a student might feel he's not really good at, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to give efforts on that. I think we have to put efforts in that subject, because for me, example is audit. Audit is such a vast syllabus, and I ensured that I was studying audit every single day. At least for 1 hour I was studying, but I was studying audit. So I gave equal respect, and second thing was no subject I wanted to get below 60. That was only the target which I really wanted to put forward.
Good. And did you do any test, like a mock test, etc., before going for exam, and whether it helped you?
Yeah, so first I gave totally 2 mocks. First mock I gave the institute first MTP paper. So what happened in that mock was, first subject FR I wrote, I did not copy the probabilities even correctly. Like the question, there were probabilities 15. I copied it wrongly. My answer went wrong.
Okay.
And in one more question, I did not read the question fully. It was like the next question was prepare journal entries. I did not prepare that. Then I understood reading is one thing. Putting your mind for 3 hours in that pressurous zone is another thing. So I understood that you will have to give adequate time for reading, and you have to quickly move to writing. So first mock was an eye opener for me. The first 2 papers were like very horrendous. It literally went horrendous for me. FR and SFM did not really click well, and from there I understood that okay, now I have to practice according to exams, because I know the concept. I'm not able to write it, because if I'm not able to convert it, that will not really help. So, and also one more thing, that when it was ISA I wrote at home, MTP, no one was there to evaluate. I had to look at suggested answers. So I felt that instead of me evaluating, let someone evaluate. So the second mock I bought it from outside, and I gave the second mock as well. So only for paper 6D I gave a mock, but for the other subject I gave 2 papers. I think that much time only I had to give 2 marks. So I think that really helped me, because eventually what institute is testing is, today papers are a little conceptual, plus it is lengthy. So when a new question or similar type of question comes, we need to think on that question and write. So you should understand how much time you are going to take for thinking and how much time you are going to take for writing, because today attempting 800 mark itself is a big thing in CA final, because papers are humongously lengthy. So one thing that really helped me was speed. And second thing was, I knew how to pace myself. I know if I was stuck in a question, I have to leave that question and move forward. I think all these came
time management.
Exactly. All these things only came from mock test series, and I think every student, be it at any level, at least should give 1 mock is what I really feel, because you will understand the crux of examination. You will know how your pen flows, because the first question your pen will never flow. I knew in my mock that I don't know what to write. Like I knew the answer, but how to present it, all these comes only when you practice it, and it really matters. Mock really matters is what I'm trying to say.
Mock test is relevant,
Yeah.
and you need to get, like, someone should evaluate this, and so then only you will get that confidence.
Yes, and the papers should be decent enough. They should challenge you. It's not that someone is copying the questions and giving you.
Yes, already whatever is there in the study material or other ICA sources.
So one, you can evaluate, and second, you can look for them for guidance.
Super. And coming to our subject, indirect taxes. So how this indirect tax subject, it helped you, in getting, because you got 73.
Yes.
And how it helped you, and what kind of effort that you have put in that?
So first of all, in group 2, indirect tax was my favorite subject for 2 reasons, because I had an exposure in my articleship in indirect taxes. So I could practically relate to each of the provisions which was actually taught. So I was able to grasp it a little quicker. And second, it was a subject which is relevantly new, like it's only 4 or 5 years down the line. So I think for it to become like an income tax, it will take another 10 or 15 years. So it is a very simple subject, and already you have a lot of things coming from intermediate. Only assessment and customs part will be a little. So indirect tax, I took your regular batch, and from there on, I ensured that I was studying ISM for the first 10 chapters up to registration, and from there on, it was only that's it plus your workbook really helped a lot, because in the workbook, I did not refer many questions. It was like many materials, one place stop it was there, and that's it was like boon for, I think, a lot of students. When I went to my examination, all I could see only that's it in the hands of so many people, and it was like fine, okay. Because it was so concise yet comprehensive, like because a subject like taxations or law, you need to understand the provision. I think that book gave everything, precise provision along with provision number. I think that really helped me a lot, and plus your Mighty 50 and your rocket revision, because I still remember the night before indirect tax exam around 10-11 o'clock, I was not able to go further and it was like very exhausting. So I just put your videos on, was listening at 1.5 fees, all these appeals, seizure, assessment. I was just, it was going with the flow. I was like, let's first watch the revision and then see that that's it. That was all my approach, and then I just solved the main questions from the workbook, because I know those are the areas which is not there in intermediate, and it pretty much comes straightforward in the lesson, and it'll fetch you around 15 to 25 marks. I meant, and then customs, obviously customs was very simple. I just put on your day 4's rocket revision and it just went on.
So good, you remember even the day 4.
Yes, exactly, because I still remember you fell sick on day 3 and you came after a break. So I still remember all that, and I think a lot of effort has been put even by you, because to just put 9 hours, 10 hours for 4 days for students, I think is something very impeccable, and that to putting on airing on YouTube. And I really thank you a lot for that. I think a lot of efforts has been gone into that, and That's It book has been a boon for every single student who has studied IDT from you, or no matter where they bought it from, because at the end of the day you have only 1.5 days and you can't keep reading 700-800 pages. So I think precisely it covered a lot of things. So my preparation for IDT was very simple. First reading I took it around half a days, I would say 10-12 half a days, so approximately a 1 week, full 1 week. Next day it came to 4 days, then eventually 3 days, and then 1.5 days is what I mean. So I did 1 reading and 2 revisions before the exam. So
this time, if you remember from that Mighty 50, that cost petroleum.
Exactly, the last question. The last question. I think it was a same question from one of the
RTP.
Exactly. So I eventually, what happened, I did not solve that question till the last minute. So in the 1.5 days when I was referring to Mighty 50, I actually solved that question and went the night before, because that was the cost petroleum was little confusing, like it was a very confusing concept.
So I selected that question because it is confusing, that what ifs I say ask.
And I did that question, and the moment the answer for me was stalling, I don't know, some zero kind of, I think the last question answer was net payable, something like 0, some answer. I knew that this answer was correct because I solved that sum only. It came really, I think one or two questions also came.
Came from
Mighty 50. So that really helped. Mighty 50.
Even I said that input like refund. Refund question.
Yes, the refund, that new formula would be tested, and actually it came. I think one more amendment also came from around some areas. Exemptions, they asked specifically exemption for 5 marks this time. I think it was never tested like this in many previous.
Because I said, like in the rocket revision also, that exemption is.
And one more thing I would really like to appreciate is, in the fag end of December, he released the amendment video, which is very early for any taxation subject or law subject, because by then even institute had not released anything. So it gave us a clarity as to where we have to look around for exemption, because if we would have waited for February when institute released the new material, by the time there would be a disruption in between, okay, which to refer, I studied the whole thing. So I think that really helped me a lot. I took the print of your amendment material and just kept side by side and started noting everything. So that really helped me a lot, because that plan, okay, this is not relevant for me, now this becomes relevant. I think so that early thing also really helped me a lot. I think it was a 2-part video.
Two-part video, That time we tried some animation and all.
I know. There used to come a box, tables on it. So I still remember all these things. Like precisely, it's still running in my head.
Yeah, super. So nice to hear. And so what's next?
Till 2 days, 3 days before, it was like, we'll first try to clear the exam and then see. And now I'm open to all the options. I want to try whatever is coming to me or whatever I'm being offered. Let's try whatever is there in the field. Evaluate what is really I'm able to.
But you will have something, this profile I wanted to become. See, because you should not tell this, that whatever comes in my way, it will, it will evaluate, because you are not in that position actually.
Okay.
Maybe you did not take the rank to your head. Good.
Yeah.
Good that. But actually, usually ranks, what will happen, rankers, So if you choose, it will happen.
Okay.
Because you get an entry. Say for example, you say like, I want to go into manufacturing, into the core finance, etc. So easily you will be able to get it.
Yeah.
So that's why I just wanted to hear out from you, like what kind of, profile, or so definitely you want to go into job. That's so sure, na? No practice?
Yeah, I am that, even that I'm little, because practice at all, we feel practice only is audit and tax, but I think there's a lot of practice out there irrespective of tax. There are like non-conventional areas, like today we have transfer pricing is growing a lot because India is growing and we have a lot of things. We have technology assurance now which is coming. So even practice is not conventional only audit. So even I want to try, because one of my seniors is there in technology assurance. It's a very new field. They just try out the software part of any accounting firm. So even that is a very good option. But I would say a light bias for me is towards the side of core finance. I want to go into finance and preferably a leadership role in finance, be it a junior leader or any kind of leadership, because I'm seeing myself in a leadership cadre over the next 5 or 6 years down the line, because be it could be an investment banking, it could be a private equity, but core finance where it requires you a practical application of the things we have read. I think particularly the first 3 or 4 subjects really comes into picture. So I think core finance is having a little bias, but at the same time I'm open to the options that are available, because I want to look at each profile and ensure, because maybe you might think that profile is something, you might end up liking something else. That is also a difference, because over the journey I entered CA for some other reason, but today I want to continue the journey for some other reason. So I think over the period.
So no, I personally feel India needs lot of finance entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
So I wanted you to become one such finance entrepreneur who is driving the business. So because if you see today, lot of corporates lack this acumen, business acumen. So legacy businesses are there, so they would have inherited lot of wealth, but they don't know how to drive it further, etc. and all. So I personally feel, and I wish that you should become one top CEO or president finance or VP finance kind of. So to one big corporate, and you should be driving, you should make the country also to feel proud.
Thank you so much. So that is why specifically when you said that is why I really want to stress the words, and I wanted to go into a leadership position is what I want to say. Because I don't know, for some reason, I always, when someone asks me something, I always want to inspire them. I want to get them on the right track. Even I was receiving few messages till yesterday and all were asking, so I ensured that I was replying to every single person. For some reason, I'm a very normal person. It's just because I've got a tag of All India Rank 2 doesn't make me something really special.
No, it's not about All India Rank actually. It's about the hard work. See, because if you see the pass percentage in CA exams, the third final level is what, hardly 15%, less than that. Now, in that, a person who is able to clear all the papers and that to become the second person, I can say that way. So, in the amount of hard work, you are the second person. That way you put. So, which means someone who puts lot of hard work, you are the second person in that hard work. Now, nothing wrong in taking an advice from you, right? So, that is how people will actually think of.
So, at the same time, I would like to say one thing for all the students who are being. You can always take advices from a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it depends on you, how you are able to put in the application, how are you putting all those work, because conditions might be different for different people. So you will have to, I wouldn't say figure out a way, but just be respectable to the course. Just keep that in mind. There is a course, there's an exam, clear it, and then you can do whatever you want, as I really feel.
Correct. Because so now these things should not bother them. Like, is there a future for CA? Or what will happen to me, etc. And rather they should focus on preparation.
We are in fact talking at a level where even artificial intelligence will replace humans. I think if you're talking about then even we living a single day, I think it's of no use. But all these things will really not matter, I feel, because at the end of the day, if you have what it takes, I think every single course apart from be it CA, even if you have a bachelor's in any particular field, you are more than capable, as what I feel. Because it's
exactly, I feel like we evolve depending upon the situation. Say for example, like 10 years, 15 years before we had bookkeeping. When accounting softwares came, this Tally or QuickBooks, Zoho, etc. People thought, okay, this is the end of life. But we evolved to the next level. So now when artificial intelligence comes, we will evolve even in the next level. I don't know what it could be, but definitely as a human being, we evolve beyond the technology every time. Because we created the technology to make ease of our lifestyle. So I feel like we will evolve. Maybe tomorrow in litigations, artificial intelligence cannot come. In that we will be
so wherever there is a human interface, human touch required, wherever there's emotions required, wherever things need to have a subjective perspective, I think it is only possible by human. I think tomorrow any high court bench, Supreme Court bench cannot be replaced
Correct.
by artificial intelligence,
Exactly.
because at the end of the day, see, AI is one thing, but you'll have to look at always from a human angle, which only can come from a human. And second thing, with evolution, maybe the number of jobs may not change, is what I'm really, but the content of the job will obviously keep on changing, because till yesterday or till 1 decade back, you had a job for a person who repaired a radio, but today you have a job, same job, but a person who repairs a mobile phone. Exactly. The content of the jobs keep changing. So I think the only thing is we have to keep ourselves very much updated. The moment we stop updating ourselves, I mean, we'll start losing the track. So,
yeah, of course, we are lost in the space. Yeah.
So it is only, I mean, all the air around telling that whether this course is worth it or whether all these things are worth it. I think for the moment till you clear exams, please stop all that. Just put all the 4 months, and eventually I think something will happen. Something will obviously happen.
And how you manage this, something called as mobile deviation.
Okay.
So because see, you guys like this generation right now, because when we studied there was no mobile phone. There was only this basic mobile call, message. I remember playing snake game and all. That much only.
Okay, double one.
Now that the technology is so much friendly, and you have to sit before the YouTube for revision lectures. You have to watch in mobile. You will be getting your doubts clarified through Telegram mobile. So how this is going to impact the students, and how you handle it, because definitely when you watch something, some notification comes, you need to reply, and the time will be wasted. How you managed it?
So it's very simple. You have to accept the truth that mobile is a distraction. First thing, accepting the things. I think mobile is a distraction. So I'll tell you my experience. I was there almost on also. I mean, I was there in WhatsApp, Twitter, Telegram. Instagram was off. I mean, because Instagram, the more you see Instagram, the more you get irritated. Like, this guy is enjoying, and like I'm sitting and he's eating in some lavish restaurant. And so Instagram was off. After even 1 month, what happened was what I did with Twitter, WhatsApp, and Telegram was I switched off the notifications, because that is a very common psychology that if you have a notification, your hand will go towards it. So the moment you're on mobile data or Wi-Fi, you'll get a notification, so you'll run towards it. So I switched off those notifications. Now the next step, what I did was, okay, apart from that, the other notifications were coming. So what I did, I put my phone from 7 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. in the night in do not disturb mode. Okay. So even if I wanted to watch a revision lecture or look on what is the updates from ICI, I used to switch on mobile data. There would be no notifications coming in. I would just see, I would come out. It was very simple as that. But I was active on WhatsApp. Like, I had few friends, and with my family I was connected in WhatsApp. Very limited usage of WhatsApp and very limited usage of Telegram and Twitter. So that Twitter mainly because I wanted to know what is happening outside, because I don't really want to get disconnected. Telegram for all the updates, and WhatsApp to just connect with my few friends. So it was in do not disturb mode. So even if someone calls or if there is a message, it would really not come in. Even after the notification period, some groups were under archive mode. So I was kind of in a hibernated mode on, but I was on WhatsApp. I still remember before the exam, I was texting some doubts to my friends, and all these were happening. So I ensured that I had a self-control, because at the end of the day, mobile is, so it's one more thing you guys can.
So rather than calling it as self-control, you can call it as self-discipline.
More than simple.
Because you need something, you are not controlling, but you are telling that this is required to achieve something.
Exactly. So one more advice would be, don't keep it in your side mobile. Just keep it somewhere where you cannot spot it easily. So once you've finished your plan for the day, or once half a day is done, you can just check once and see if there is anything you want to really check. So if people really find something distracting, you can just keep it away off your side, because I think I felt mobile was a big distraction for me, because if I started watching something, I'll keep on watching it for no reason. One video to another video, it will take a lot of your time. So I just made sure that I was a little skeptical about using it for Lala. So I even saw how much time I'm using it. So all these things I did.
Super. And so I'm really looking forward.
Thank you.
So to see you grow in the professional career, and some point of time we will meet. So that will definitely happen. So therefore, all the very best.
Thank you, sir.
For your future journey, and really you made all of us proud. So all the teachers proud, because repeatedly I'll be telling to my family also, everyone. So every time they will be asking, so why are you in teaching? So suffering, you take this many hours of classes. One day before exam also you sit all the night and answer their queries.
I think
So what gives you that? So today, when I was coming from my home, I told my wife that I'm going to meet my student who is an all India second rank like that. So he only got second rank, right? No, I feel like I got.
Yeah,
so
I
that
think-
kind of happiness, we teachers get.
I think it's a very valid point because it's not only the efforts of student. I believe all the professors who have been really helpful. I still remember Telegram, lots of doubt you will come and solve, and every single doubts will be solved. Not that you will leave one doubt. I think these kinds of professor and of course parents. They sacrifice a lot for me. So my younger brother, I think any printouts, anything he used to go and bring for me. So I did not step out houses. I think pivotal role all these parents, younger brother, all the professor like you who have been very student oriented to ensure that they get all the help. I think these are all the variables I think we should also consider in any person's success, because without them I would have not got the environment or not the push which I could have got. So I think one thing is, for that I would genuinely take this platform to thank every one of such persons. And secondly, I think teaching is a very rewarding profession according to me. I think it is the profession which will reward you, and at the same time if you're successful it is the most satisfying profession, because
Correct.
nothing better than a person coming and telling you or appreciating you that it is because of you helped me a lot. I think it's a very rewarding profession.
Exactly. So we feel young actually.
Yeah.
And many times we feel like, see, actually, in any person's life, success will come only few
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
It will be few parts. Not every 6 months a person will get success. So we get.
Yeah.
So we get that 6
Yeah.
months. Every 6 months, someone is telling like, we clear, we do that. So we feel anger. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm getting success. So
Yes.
that way, it will keep us pushing for many more years.
I think teachers are like the unsung heroes, I would really say, because student gets all the limelight. Yes, of course, there are teachers who do share the success, but I think it is only inherent part. I really don't believe in the concept that it's only the student. I think yes, the student does the effort. I think for them to provide that kind of an effort, I think there is a lot behind going on. I think so. I feel it's a collective effort at the end of the day. I think all these.
No, it's actually it is like 80% student has to do. We are only, because see what happens is that we be plain to everyone. We don't know, like I don't know that you are going to get ranked.
Yeah.
I did not take class for you only. Perhaps I took classes to some students, face-to-face students, that got recorded and you watched it in Google Drive format and you got. So I really don't know you
Yes,
while
yes.
taking the lecture.
Yeah,
so I take the lecture commonly for everyone. But what happens, some students will take it. Some students will say, okay, this much not required. I'll read only these 3 chapters and go for exam. So it is the student who should be clear. Every teacher will give the same amount of effort, but the students will differentiate. Okay,
Yes.
so this much is enough, and many people will skip the classes. Many people will not watch the Google Drive lecture fully.
Okay.
So now I can't do anything with respect to that. So, but it is the student who should have the devotion. The moment they have it, they'll become successful.
Very
So
much. I think so a lot depends on that. So how much we take it and how much we want, how much madness we have for the things to get achieved. So one simple thing someone told me: if you aspire for something, you absolutely run for it, even though people think you are mad, irrespective. So people during my exam days, like, you are ghosted, like you are not coming out anywhere. It's like you. And they said one thing: if you're running for a dream, you run for it. Even people call you mad, tell them you're mad to achieve this dream. And I think that should be the only thing people should
because
do.
all people who achieved are once upon a time were mad only.
Yeah.
Mad at something.
Yeah.
Anyone, let it be sports persons,
Exactly.
let it be like a scientist, or let it be some person who invent, even the teachers,
Yeah.
Sometimes people will tell me mad only at the time when I started preparing for GST.
Okay.
Old indirect tax went off, and when I came into
Yes.
GST, at the time people used to tell me, what kind of an idiot you are, why are you sitting with books? I used to tear the book and all.
Okay.
There I am not able to understand, because if I am not understanding, how can I convey it to the student?
Yeah.
So, only when we are mad, things will fall in place.
Exactly. So I think the only thing people should really take from here is you can be positive, be consistent, and just have a mindset that you can always outdo yourself. You're more than capable of anything, because it's like very simple. If you think you can do it, your mind will be prepared according to it. What I really feel.
Yes. So thanks a lot once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming. And Yes, students, so this is the session. Yes, of course, it's a big interview, and really I also got lot of enlightenment, and hope this particular interview will be useful to you. Maybe it will change the perspective of your preparation and it will help you a lot. And thank you all. Signing off. I'll always be in touch with you. Bye. Take care.